up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Riley. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new to the channel, thank you for checking me out. If you're a long-time viewer and subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with it today. There's a female carpet python in here that laid eggs. You're going to get to see this first. Let's go! Alright, so right here, well, she's under the paper because, you know, Mama's going to do what Mama wants. I tried pulling the hide so it wasn't this big heavy rock hide sitting on her. I tried giving her moss. She's like, no, I don't want that. I want to be under something. So paper's good. So under here are 2021's first eggs of the season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to set the camera and you guys can watch me talk about her, talk about the clutch, count them, take some photos, and I'll show you how I incubate my eggs because she is not going to do maternal incubation for me. So let's take a peek. Alright, so this is kind of my normal process when I'm pulling eggs that I don't intend on leaving with Mom. So she already knows I'm here, and I'm going to try and make this as minimally stressful and minimally messy as possible. Doesn't look like a huge clutch, but then again, she's not a big girl. Gotta take the mandatory photographs. I catalog everything, keep tons of photos and info in my phone. Photos or it didn't happen, as they say. No, not really. I just like to have all the documentation. So, I don't know if you can see her that well, but she is not huge. Not very big, you can see, you know. So, what we're going to do is, I've got a box of hatch right here. It's been conditioned in the incubator for a while, so it's up to temperature. Considering it's not a very big clutch, it should all fit in here without me having to really break it up too much. I'm going to take a peek. I don't want eggs buried and not having oxygen, but given the size of this clutch, it should be okay. So what we're going to do is try and gently get Mom off of this clutch. This is her second clutch, and this is a repeat pairing that I did in 2019 with the same male that produced an excellent clutch then. Looks like I've already got one slug that I can see. But this looks like a not so bad clutch. We're going to try and get Mom off without rolling anything. She's pretty well conditioned, all told. I don't feel any eggs still in her. She was definitely done laying. Good girl, Mama. I'm going to just pop her into an empty tub for the time being. Get a couple more photos. Bing. Bing. For those of you who don't know what a slug is, this is a slug. It's basically an infertile egg. It looks like a completely different color. It's more yellow. It's real squishy and weird. This is basically a follicle that went the distance but wasn't actually fertilized. Now, whether that's, you know, anybody's fault, it's hard to say. There's a lot of reasons why this would happen, but just means one less good egg. So this will get chucked. But it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 good eggs. That's a pretty average clutch for my Papuans with me over the last few years. 10 seems to be about right. But you can see they're not big. It's not a huge clutch. It's not a big egg size, maybe 2.5 inches. So what I'm going to do now is see if I can set y'all up here and show you how I take care of these eggies. So, pardon me adjusting camera angles, but it looks like if I were to just take this whole clutch and put it in here, it's going to touch the lid. So what I am going to do is kind of adjust. So these three right here not attached but not too tall. They're okay. Make a little mark on the top so I know. This one just kind of came unattached. Now the thing with eggs is if you get them late, they will really adhere to one another, and then it's hard to take them apart without tearing them. And before you ask, some of this is normal. It's a pretty labor-intensive process, so as long as she's not actively bleeding a little bit on the eggs is normal. But so what I'm doing is I'm gently separating, going slow. These were just laid, so they're less than 24 hours old, so you can see how they kind of adhere a little bit. And there is such a thing as tearing the eggs or problems that can arise from this. There are little fix-it tricks that you can do. Keep old eggshells, hydrate them, make little egg band-aids, so to speak. You can even use dental floss to kind of shimmy it under. So we're just going to make little dots on all these so I know where top is. Boop, 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 boop. And that's not going to harm the eggs, but that way I know which way they were laid, so I can ensure they don't roll. We keep the proper orientation, because what happens is at the top of this egg is the air sac for the embryo that's inside. And if they roll, they can drown. So I like to just kind of, little by little, wedge my fingers in. Just go slow, gentle. Don't yank anything. Kind of just separate a little bit. Just do a little bit of gentle applying away. And remember, keep those dots the way they need to sit. I'm probably going to leave these, well, that might not work either. I might still have to take this one off. Boom. Okay. So there we are. There's our 10 eggs. What we're going to do is make sure that none of them are touching the sides of the egg box and that the lid won't touch them, because eventually condensation will form on here, and condensation can drown the eggs if they get sopping wet. So what we're going to do is now make our notes. We're going to put our lid on, make sure it's not touching. Cool. 10 eggs laid, 3/7/21, from my West Papuan female to a West Papuan male. They are due. So typically python eggs, here, let me get you back on my grill. So typically python eggs hatch every 50 to 60 days. Not an exact science. This girl I wasn't expecting eggs from for another 5 days anyway. So I've had carpet python eggs hatch as early as 49, 50 days and as late as 61. So what I like to do is pull up my calendar and just go down and count 60. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 50, 51, 52, 54. Okay, so 60 would be May 6. So what I will do is for the next month and a half, leave these eggs alone, and as we get 2 weeks out, I will just be checking the eggs pretty much daily, looking through my glass front incubator, as well as even burping and checking on these. But I don't have any cling wrap or anything crazy in here. It's just kind of, you know, normal. And yeah, so we're going to pop these in the incubator, and we're going to take another look at Mom, and I'll show you Dad as well. So this is Mom. Just an absolutely wonderful West Papuan carpet python. That was her second clutch, like I said. She produced in 2019 some amazing babies for me. I ended up keeping 1.2. It was a very male heavy clutch, so I'm hoping this season we'll get more females. But as you can see, she's really dark. She gets very dark around the breeding season. The rest of the year she stays dark, but you see a lot more of the gray and lavenders come through. But she produces some awesome babies with excellent black tones, really dark colors, and just, they're really cool. That whole clutch in 2019 was pretty intense, little feisty for sure, and they definitely, they eat good. They do really well, but I'm just noticing that this girl's got a little bit of a lump to her spine. We'll keep an eye on her, make sure this isn't anything serious, but she's got a little bit of a twist going on there. I don't like that. As you can see, that's not straightening out, so that actually concerns me a lot. So think good thoughts for her, because that doesn't look good. Looks like something's twisted up in there, so we're going to keep an eye on her, and I'll keep you updated as well. But this is Mom, so let's take a look at Dad. We're going to put her away. I just rinsed her off and kind of just let her relax. She just had quite a big ordeal, so alrighty, let's check out Dad. So here's Dad. Dad is also pretty dark this time of year, but has a lot more nice oranges and things to him throughout the year. He's definitely getting near a shed, but you can see some of it there. But he produced some, you know, wonderful babies with that same female, and had some really dark babies and some babies with tons of orange going very far up their back. So, in fact, one of the males I kept, I named Red Man because he's just so red and orange. So, as we all know, Papuans like to change color, fire up day and night time. So, it's kind of interesting to see what you get, because they look different from, you know, 6 months to 6 months to 6 months. So, you know, we always talk about jungle carpets hatching out as gray and black drab babies, and you don't know how they're really going to look until the first year or two. I say the same thing with Papuans. I mean, they all come out red babies in some variation, and unless you know what the parents look like, it's hard to guess how they're going to go through their color development. So they're pretty variable. You can get a lot of color variation within just the wild type. So now you know why I'm such a big fan of them. There's a lot of potential for selective breeding and line breeding. There's a lot of potential for people to just explore and do fantastic things with this subspecies of carpets, the Papuans, Morelia, Spilota, Harrisoni. So I'm really excited about the future for these. If you don't have any, you definitely should get some. Get them now, because they're not going to be as imported as much, and prices are already going up. So you know how things go. But that was a fun little morning. Wasn't expecting to pull a clutch of eggs. Certainly wasn't expecting to see that Mom has some sort of irregularity in her back. I'll be reaching out to some veterinary affiliated friends and send some photos and see if we can't get her looked at. But oftentimes we say the worst thing you could do to your animals is breed them, and things happen. That's what that means. Females get egg bound. They slug out, or in this case, maybe, you know, they have some sort of injury during labor. It could, you know, fix itself. It could be nothing. It could be a permanent debilitating thing with her back. It could be that during egg laying, you know, a bunch of calcium was extracted from her body and left that part of her back very weak. So, you know, who knows? I've never experienced this. You literally saw it firsthand with me. So that being said, I will be monitoring her closely, keeping an eye on her, and I will bring you all updates as I have them. And hopefully we get good news along the way. But for now, I've rinsed Mom off, put her in a clean enclosure, and we're just going to let her relax, get her a meal in a few days. Hopefully she'll take that, and we'll just take it day by day. So first clutch of carpet pythons on the ground. Naturally, it's always my Papuans that kick off my season, and this year is no exception. So I hope you enjoyed that fun morning. Although nothing ever goes perfectly, there always seems to be a catch somewhere. So we'll see what happens. But 10 good eggs, 1 slug, I'll take it. And here's to crossing fingers Mom does well. And I hope you're all having a great start to your season. Don't forget to become a member for USARK. It doesn't take much to join up, $5 a month. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, help me grow this channel, and I'll keep bringing you the fun content. Alrighty, that's all I have for you. Stay warm, everyone, and I will catch you all next week. Later.